and welcome to our West Coast Today podcast with me, Kathy Griffiths.
And me, Owen Wild.
Here's just a taste of some of the many stories from our West Coast appearing in this Thursday's Oban Times and Lochaber Times, and on our one-stop website www.westcoasttoday.co.uk. If you have more stories you'd like to tell us about and photos to share, why not get in touch with us by emailing editor@obantimes.co.uk or editor@lochabertimes.co.uk, or contact us through our socials. Picking up the phone is also an option. Give us a call on 01631 568 000. Owen, what have you got for us today?
Thank you, Kathy. Well, you might have realised that it's a bit quieter in the studio today. There's a lot of shuffling around going on with holidays, so we're starting in Lochaber today with some of Fee's stories. A banking in Banavie is looking blooming marvellous thanks to a 70-year-old man with a pacemaker and a growing ambition to do something good for his community. Green-fingered Marta Callum should be proud of his work. We all think it looks great. And event season is still in swing. It was both the Ardnamurchan Show and Morven Gala Week last week, which you can find photos and coverage of in this week's Lochaber Times and online at West Coast Today. Back down to Oban, well actually Mull, and sticking with the games, Mull Highland Games was held last Thursday, and what a day it was. I got a sunburn again, but it was overcast, so I have no idea how I managed that this time. But there were thousands of spectators and some amazing competitors duking it out for prizes, including record breaker Peter Boomer, who really brought the boom. Watch him break a record and more action on our website West Coast Today, or see a photo spread and report in the OT this week. And finally, there was devastating news as Oban Community Carers was forced to close down due to a staffing shortage. The shortage has been blamed on a lack of support from our Highland Council, as the local company was simply outcompeted on wages by agencies from out with the area. Service users and staff have also criticised how long it took the council to tell them what would become of their care once the company closes for the final time next week on August 9th.
Thanks, Owen. Over in Lochaber, frustrations are building over alleged lack of support from Highland Council when it comes to a Fort William-based initiative that welcomes cruise ship passengers to the area, boosting the local economy and helping fund visitor facilities. The couple who organise and run cruise ship visits to Fort William are considering pulling the plug on the whole thing. Here on our Oban patch, thousands of people are being encouraged to respond to a survey to get plans for a skatepark and pump track in our town rolling in Oban. Oban Community Skatepark Group, in partnership with Adventure Oban, North Argyll Cycle Club, Oban Lawn RFC and the Mossfield Development Group, have been working towards a number of upgrades to sports facilities at the town's Mossfield site. And now the Oban Skatepark Group has put out an appeal for public help to help refresh a feasibility study that it actually carried out in 2021. You can read that story in the OT or online to find out more about how you can have your say. A new bench has been unveiled up at McCaig's Tower, known as the Riders' Rest, offering up a special place for people to go and remembered loved ones who've lost their lives on the roads. We've also got photos from Seal Scarecrow Festival in this week's pages online, and the fun over on Seal continues. Got a little bit more time left if you want to get yourself out on the trail. I believe there are more than 60 tatty bogles to spot. I think even Donald Trump has been spotted. So there we go. Charlie, Willy Wonka, and oh gosh, who else? There's loads of people. There's a book theme.
I think I saw SpongeBob somewhere.
You might have seen SpongeBob. Mr. Man, yeah, go and spot it. A tremendous effort from the community. So remember, you can read all these stories in full and more in this week's Oban Times and Lochaber Times, or why not jump over to www.westcoasttoday.co.uk, where you can find news and features from all our titles here on the West Coast. This podcast is now available on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you usually get your podcasts from. Just search for the West Coast Today podcast in the service of your choice. Thanks for listening. It's bye from me, Kathy Griffiths.
And goodbye from me, Owen Wild.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, hey.